It has been a really long time since I've made any videos for my channel, and I'm really excited to be starting it up again. It's like 2022 and a lot has changed in my own life, and obviously I feel around the world. I have a daughter now, a human daughter, and I had not been thrifting in a really long time. And there is a local Goodwill just full of treasures not far from where we live, and I really just had the intention to browse, but I struck Goodwill Gold and found some lovely artificial greenery for the home. And then I'm just so excited because spring is just around the corner. And these plants that I found, I just thought will be so lovely in our sunroom. I've learned that perhaps I should incorporate a mix of artificial plants with my live plants. And that's what I intend to do further into the spring and summer, because I still love going to the nurseries and seeing the seasonal plants, and I think that that is so fun. And for now, I thought this is just perfect. I think it will really warm the space, and I'm super excited. I think our sunroom has just really been coming together over the last few years, and this is just a little cherry on top, so I will have to show you. So I found these beauties not far from each other. This beauty was just $8, and the price tag fell off of here, but I believe it was also just around the same, maybe $8.99. It was a very similar price, which I thought was amazing. And I will actually share a link, but I was very inspired recently by two other YouTubers that I've been following who I just think are wonderful and so creative. Emily Faith and Lone Wolf, and they recently did these DIYs on making a tree using actually natural materials mixed with artificial leaves, and it's so cool. And I had actually thought about doing that, but then I found this beauty. And yes, they need a touch of TLC, a little cleaning, you know, just a little bit of sculpting perhaps. There's a couple little naked ends here we can clean up, but I mean, I'll share, these were some trees as well, some plants, artificial greenery on Amazon that I loved, I fell in love with, and I've had in my cart for a long time, but they're so expensive. I mean, very expensive. And so I couldn't believe it. I mean, I feel like I stole these, I just could not say no. And I think too, even though this basket is cute, it's very cute, I have this really cool antique brass plant container that was actually my grandmother's. So this one I'm going to place into that. And then this as well is really not a bad planter at all. And this was kind of cool. There's this cover here. It looks like there's just some rocks to weigh this down under there. So I think I'll definitely keep this. This is really neat to just kind of clean it up. But you could totally DIY this to a different finish. I'm sure especially someone like Emily Faith would have the coolest idea. It's like a metal type of planter, but I also thought, it's so easy to just conceal, and I could stick it into something a little more modern, just to coordinate with the mid-century modern soul of the home. Perhaps, or even a little bohemian. So we'll see what I find for that. I'm really excited. And as well, I do have to share, I found one other treasure with my greenery that I couldn't resist. and it just completely spoke to me. And I feel like the last time I went thrifting, the most recently, I was trying to be more intentional about pieces that I would find, because I really would fall in love with so many unique items, but then sometimes I found it troublesome to really know how to incorporate them into my home. And so I was just trying to be a little more thoughtful and less impulsive with purchases. And so this wasn't on my list, but it just spoke to me. And it's just this really cool glass decorative bowl. And then it has these darling little artificial bundles of grapes. And it absolutely reminded me of my great aunt Grace. She was actually my grandmother's, one of her very best friends, and just like a second mother to my mother. And she was very close to me in my life when I was a child. She had this lovely home in Dallas, and she had these artificial grapes. I still remember it. Just a childhood memory being at her house in her pristine, lovely living room. And she had, I believe it was a glass bowl, but with these artificial grapes. And so it just reminded me of her. And I've been as well trying to make final arrangements in our living room. I'm still actually moving around some artwork. But as well, I've kind of played with the furniture pieces more, and later I'll also share our living room. I've rearranged it, I think, 4 times, and I have a video up previously recorded on here of being so excited when I first thought of an arrangement for the living room, because it's a unique space where it's long but narrow, and then there's a beautiful bay window that I don't want to block. I really did, 4th and final time, find a flow to lay out the furniture that I love. So I can't wait to share that either. And I did find my receipt. So it does look like the tree was actually, it was the same price. 2 at $7.99. My little glass bowl of grapes was $5.99, but it was just very sentimental. And it also ties into these really cool kind of other pieces that I have in our dining room, which I, again, am so excited to share that later. This is Zoe. She's very into sticking out her tongue right now. And she is my new little sidekick, and very excited to be on the channel. It's gonna be a fun journey.